Hello WandaVision fans, my name is Chris. We are less than 3 episodes away from just being able to know everything and anything that is going on in Westview. All our questions will be answered and we'll probably be left with like 2 or 3 more of like, oh, what does that mean for the MCU? But what I'm going to be trying to do here for you guys is break down what I think are the main suspects and every clue that WandaVision has brought forward to us to make us think that this person is the big bad. It's the thing I'm absolutely loving about WandaVision because it's being released week by week. We get this time to speculate, theorize, wonder what the hell is going on, when if you really think about it, if they dropped it like Netflix, we would have known everything a month ago when it first premiered. And then you wouldn't be talking about it anymore. But I also want to hear your guys' thoughts and theories down below on who you think the big bad is and what clues has led you to that point. Even if you want to debunk any of the people I have on this list, I've got one on here that no one is really suspecting that I think could be the ultimate bad, and he's just hiding in plain sight. Alright, so starting it off with one that everyone has started recently thinking is the big bad for his douchey behavior, and that is Director Hayward. Now, it's no secret that Director Hayward has been rubbing viewers the wrong way because of his conflicting views with the main trio, that is Monica, Darcy, and Woo. People even think that the word Hydra is hidden in his name, and he could be a member of Hydra with something more sinister going on. Pair that up with the fact that he was director at the time who decided to take Vision's body, dissect it down, and do who knows what with it. Probably something that Darcy is going to be uncovering, because in the last episode, episode 6 of WandaVision, Darcy saw that there was a hidden file on his computer that was being protected by a firewall that could lead to what Hayward is ultimately wanting to do with the Vision, which he was tracking in Westview, yet he was saying that Wanda was the true villain inside Westview. It's definitely some suspicious behavior, and I can understand that, but I feel like he is the obvious go-to villain since he has been acting like a douche. Also, this would not be the first time a director of an organization was trying to build weapons of mass destruction. I mean, Nick Fury was guilty of the exact same thing in Avengers, and Captain America went ahead and put it front and center, like, why are you building weapons out of Hydra? Call me crazy, and people hate when I say this, but I can understand the man's point of view. Because as of right now, it looks like Wanda is the guilty party holding thousands of people hostage. She manipulated the task force of S.W.O.R.D. to point the guns at him, and he was also one of the survivors of the snap, living those entire 5 years trying to find the best course of action to make sure that something like this never happens again, leading to an extension of the theory with Hayward that he could actually even be Ultron in disguise. This theory has started popping up with fans because in the cartoon show Avengers Assemble, Ultron was working under the shadows disguised as a human trying to get his body back, and I really think Ultron coming back into the MCU would be the perfect thing, especially done in WandaVision, because Ultron is both directly tied to Vision and Wanda. The only reason Vision exists is because Ultron had it in mind that that would be his future body. Ultron was also directly responsible for the death of Pietro, Wanda's brother, and was probably the first biggest heartbreak of Wanda's life. Time will tell on that, but Hayward is definitely up to something. Whether he's connected to Ultron or not, we shall see. Next one is pretty popular with fans, especially with everything he's been saying, and that is Quicksilver himself, played by Evan Peters, and us trying to figure out who the hell this guy really is. There's a lot of confusing things kind of going on with Quicksilver because there's still a large debate with fans right now. Is he actually the Fox version of Quicksilver? Is he supposed to be the recast replacement of Aaron Taylor Johnson in the MCU? There's a couple of contradicting things of why he's not the Fox version. For one, his powers aren't even the same from the version of the Fox universe. In the Fox universe, Quicksilver was able to move very fast and would not leave a trail behind. In the MCU, Quicksilver would leave a trail behind. Also, this version has memories of growing up in Sokovia when the Fox version was growing up in America. We even see that brief glimpse of how he died in that explanation. It was the exact same way Aaron Taylor Johnson's version of Quicksilver died. I could almost buy that he was the Fox version of Quicksilver if it was just his memories, but the fact that his powers aren't even the same from that timeline of the X-Men makes me think he really is a different version. Pair that up with Funko Pop adding fuel to the fire with them releasing some of their new upcoming Funkos in the WandaVision series. Pietro Maximoff is the only Funko Pop to have his name written in quotation marks, as if to say this character right here is Pietro Maximoff, really letting us know that this guy is not Pietro and that he's just disguised as Pietro for the time being. Like I said, all the other pops in this line do not have those quotation marks, so it's kind of odd that they added it to his version. You also add in the fact that almost every time this version of Quicksilver speaks, he has some sort of devil reference, with calling Billy and Tommy demon spawns. What I really would want to see go down, and could be the further explanation, is you know how Vision is able to take people out of the Westview trance by touching them? I would want Vision to do that to Quicksilver. If Vision does that to Evan Peters as Quicksilver, touches him, and then the first words out of his mouth are, Where's Charles? Where are the X-Men? Oh, then we got it right here, boys. One that I think nobody is talking about, but it's living right under our noses, person hiding in plain sight. We still have the question of who is this person in Westview that's missing and part of the witness protection program that Jimmy Woo was originally looking for. We thought maybe we could narrow it down, but after the episode saying that there's thousands of people inside Westview, it's kind of made it harder to pinpoint who it might be, but someone that has been coming up more recurring and even just recently dropped a big clue that they are up to something is the Mailman. That's right, you heard me. It could be the Mailman. First clue that came out of the gate is when Agnes and the Mailman interacted, she went ahead and made little gun fingers at him, and the Mailman responded with, "Don't shoot. I'm just the messenger." Now, of course, that's just a common saying to a person who's bringing along bad news, and this worked as a double meaning with him being the mailman delivering messages mail. But if you take that into the context of being someone in witness protection, it would make sense. He's a person that needs to be hidden because he holds valuable information, usually a witness to a murder, or is ratting people out and is why he needed to be hiding. So that's why he says, "Don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger," passing along the message in court or to the police. Now, of course, I understand that that's not enough right there to go off and think that he's the big bad guy in witness protection, but something else that just recently dropped tied to the commercial that we recently got in WandaVision episode 6. If you remember, in this commercial, it's with a shark, blue and white, handing off a kid some yogurt entitled Yo Magic, making it very clear, I'm snacking on Yo Magic, and if you want to survive, you need some of this magic, and the kid was not able to, so he died. Well, the vocabulary of this shark seems to be very limited because he keeps saying the words little dude or bringing up the word dude. People noticed right away that Quicksilver in that episode would also say little dudes, but someone said it before that shark and even Evan Peters, and that was the Mailman. In episode 5, when the kids go out looking for their dog, before they find out it's dead, they run into the Mailman, and the first thing he says to them is, "What are you up to, little dudes?" Tell me you don't hear that voice and think that he is supposed to be the metaphoric version of the shark in that commercial saying, "I'm snacking off yo energy." He has become one of the only other recurring characters throughout the show besides someone like Agnes or Herb. Everyone else, like the Doctor or even Mr. Hart, Vision's boss, has had sort of like a one-time thing. And if the big bad guy is disguising himself as the Mailman, it would make a lot of sense because he would be responsible for going to each house and checking in on what's going on in Westview. But even with those people aside, honestly, the big bad guy up here, I think, has to be a female. Leading to the only huge suspect female, and that is Agnes, or who we all believe to be Agatha Harkness, the big bad witch from the comics, who is trying to take the kids away from Wanda and Vision and offer them off to Mephisto, or maybe she is Mephisto herself. There's been tons of clues throughout the series that she is bad, or that she's also on the same side as Wanda, working together, like in that scene whenever she broke character and told Wanda, "Oh, you wanted me to take it from the top?" Even Wanda being so comfortable to use her powers around her, not being scared like, "Oh, she already knows what I can do." But the biggest clue to me was when Vision first went ahead and took one of his co-workers out of that trance, and the character said, "She's in my head, get her out, help," but not specifically saying Wanda, just that she is in my head, makes me to believe the big bad guy is a female, and it's most likely Agnes, controlling everything in Westview for Wanda, trying to keep her happy every time something goes wrong. She feels sad she doesn't have children. Oh, she gets children. She misses her brother. Oh, she gets her brother. She gets questioned why there's no children in Westview. Oh, all of a sudden it's Halloween and there's children everywhere. But to me, those are the 4 narrow suspects we have so far with WandaVision. It'll be really interesting to see who they reveal to be the big bad guy towards the end of the series. If it'll even be anybody on this list or someone we hadn't even seen before. How will they be explaining the multiverse? I'm just still so excited for this. I want to know your guys' opinions with everyone I listed off here. Who do you think is the most prime suspect? Who do you think is not a threat at all? Anything and everything, go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.